Welcome back to the Presence of Being podcast. Thank you for being a part of our community and for listening to these episodes. I believe we are on our 80th episode or something crazy like that, 78, 79 or something around there, which is crazy to think how quickly these episodes have flown by. I normally like to record these episodes in a specific way, and I have a setup that I like to record these episodes using. However, I'm at a park right now just sitting outside. I thought maybe I would change it up a little bit and do a stream of consciousness type of journal. A lot of my journals, like I've said in the past, are a stream of consciousness where I'm just kind of saying whatever comes to mind and seeing what my intuition is telling me I should say. And a lot of my other recordings are, I wouldn't say scripted, but I definitely have a solid half a page of notes of things that I want to nail home, and then I'll go from there. But I felt like today I wanted to record outside. I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are listening to this. It's a beautiful day where I am. So just before I get started here, if you hear any cars driving by or any noises, it is because I am outside. I like to treat these episodes as if they were just journal entries for myself personally. I know that I will be able to look back in a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now at these journal recordings, these podcast recordings, and just see what I was thinking about, where I was mentally in this particular moment in time. And I highly recommend you trying this out for yourself. If you already have some sort of journal practice that you do somewhat consistently, where you write things down, how you're feeling, things that you're going through, whatever, maybe gratitude journaling that you do, writing a few things down that you're grateful for, or if you just write down your intention for the day, the week, the month. In addition to that practice, I highly recommend you just stream of consciousness audio journal. So just as if you were on the phone with a friend, you're just talking to yourself and journaling, stream of conscious journaling, whatever comes to mind, however you're currently feeling, you just voice notes it on your phone, and you'll be able to look back at that recording and just see, like I said, just see how you were feeling, what your state of mind was at that particular moment in time. I can personally say that I have listened back to some of the recordings that I made a year ago, and it's just crazy. It's crazy to see what you were thinking about, how you were feeling, and it kind of just puts you back into that moment. Now, I like to treat these recordings as if they were journal entries, and it's kind of just documentation of me building presence of being, and like I said, just where my head is at currently while I am, just figuring all this out and building what I am building what we are building as a community with Presence of Being, promoting a more present way of life, and doing it through these recordings with the podcast and also through clothing, which is something that I'm incredibly passionate about. I already released some hats, which are restocking soon, and I have hoodies in the works. You can let me know if you're interested in that, but go for a walk and audio journal. Just pull out the voice notes on your phone, and whatever comes to mind, just speak. However you're feeling, just be raw, just be authentic, and speak your truth. So in this recording, what I wanted to talk about was surrender and letting go, and the importance of just getting out of your own way and learning to flow with life rather than resisting. And I got inspired to make this recording because I've currently been listening to the audiobook of The Surrender Experiment from Michael Singer. You may be familiar with Michael Singer. He also wrote The Untethered Soul. But within the Surrender Experiment, Michael Singer talks about the importance of going with the flow with life and flowing with life, allowing life to guide you and being open to the magical ways in which you can get to the places that you want to get to. I think a lot of people, when they hear the word surrender or the words letting go, detachment, they think of resignation and think of giving up. I'm letting go of the things that I want. And I just don't think that needs to be the case. Surrender, in my opinion, is just releasing your grip and letting go of control, allowing things to flow. We all have a voice in our head and our minds, and that voice doesn't stop talking. You can learn to quiet that voice through practicing presence and meditation, but that voice is continuously narrating our lives and telling us what is right, what is wrong, and how things need to be. If you have a goal in mind or something that you want to do, it's very easy to start controlling everything, thinking that things need to be a certain way in order for this to happen, and you need to do this and you can't do this, and that voice doesn't stop, and it just tells us how things need to go, and it tries to control everything. But when you learn to surrender to life and you learn to flow with life, you open yourself up to magic, because truthfully, life is magical. Magic can happen in your life. Things can happen in unexpected ways, things that you could have never imagined happening, doors that you never even thought could open, doors that you never even thought existed can present themselves when you no longer resist life, when you no longer hold on to things so firmly. I think one of the reasons why we try to control things so frequently is because it gives us comfort. If we feel like we're in control when we lay out the way that things need to go and we say to ourselves, this is the way it needs to be, we feel like we're in control. When we give up that control, we feel uncertain. We feel discomfort. But growth happens in that discomfort. When you no longer are in control and you just let life do what life does, which provides us with opportunities to feel really good about ourselves and provides us with opportunities to learn and go through shit sometimes in order for us to learn, we become better. We become more well-rounded, and we grow as people. Think about the version of you that has the things that you want. That person sees the world in a certain way. That person has certain character traits. And those character traits don't just happen overnight. They aren't just, not there one day and then are there the next day. They take time to develop. So let's say you find yourself in a situation where you are unhappy with where you are right now because you aren't in the places that you want to get to. Well, realize that life only happens in the present moment. Life only happens in the now. And if you can look around your environment, take a deep breath and be present and soak up everything that's going on right now in your life, you're going to build the character traits. You are going to grow those character traits and develop the character traits that are necessary in order for you to have the things that you want and be able to maintain the things that you want. So let's say you're going through shit. Whatever it is, you are unhappy with your current circumstance. You're trying to control everything. Well, if you just took a deep breath, let go of control, and start to flow with life, you'll realize that maybe your current circumstance is there to teach you something. Maybe your current circumstance is there to teach you patience. Maybe your certain circumstance is there to teach you resiliency. And those are valuable character traits and valuable skills that may be required of the version of you to have the things that you want in your future. Now, there's just an interesting angle to look at things. Everything that you're going through is a lesson. Everything that you're going through is there to teach you something, and it's there for your favor. And if you believe that, you're no longer going to resist what is currently happening, and you start flowing with life, and doors start to open, magic starts to happen, because you aren't controlling everything. You don't feel like you need to control everything. You're just flowing with life. Whatever is presented to you, you accept, you realize it's for your favor. You start to have the mindset and develop the mindset that it's all there for you. It's all there for your betterment. And then you start to grow and learn. And you realize that even if you're going through shit, it's there to teach you something. It's there to build character traits. You're developing who you are. When you try to restrict the flow of life because you feel like you need to control how everything goes, and if it's not in alignment with what you thought needed to happen, you just accept it and you flow with life and you allow it to happen because maybe it's there to teach you something. Maybe it's there to bring you to new experiences or things, better things that you, like I said, thought could have never happened. If you just are open to it, life becomes magical and you experience the beauty that is all around us, rather than being closed-minded and swimming upstream. Because you swim upstream when you resist life, when you try to control life, when you identify so deeply with the voice in your head that's trying to keep you in comfort and that's trying to control everything and that labels everything that's going on around you. Presence obviously is huge here when it comes to no longer identifying yourself with the voice that's in your head, allowing there to be space where you can just be in the moment and allow yourself to absorb everything that's going on around you and learn from it. So surrender to life if you can. It's not easy because we want to feel like we have control over everything, but in reality we are spinning on a rock in space, and there's a lot of shit that is going on that we don't know, and that's okay. Life is beautiful. We can learn, we can grow, we can become better, we can become better people, we can help other people, we can be ourselves. That's the most important thing. But don't try to control how everything happens, don't feel like everything needs to be a certain way. You may not realize it at the time, but maybe things need to happen in order for you to grow and actually get to the places that you want to get to, even things that may be uncomfortable. Flow with life. I'm not saying let go of your goals. I'm not saying, it's not resignation. You aren't giving up. You're just allowing life to guide you and flow with you. I hope this makes sense. Like I said, this is just completely stream of consciousness. So I'm just kind of flowing here, and whatever needs to come out, comes out. I think when you connect with your intuition through presence, by practicing presence, you're able to listen to your intuitive nudges better. That will help you. If you want an actionable, I'm just gonna let that plane pass. If you want an actionable piece of advice, I guess you could say, from this recording, it would be quiet the mind by practicing presence, by being in meditation. And if you do that consistently, I think you'll be able to pick up on your intuitive nudges. And if you feel intuitively you should do something, do it. And the mind may tell you not to do something, but if you feel deep within you, you should do something. If you feel if this feels right for me to do, go up and talk to that person, for example. Your mind is going to think logically about why this isn't a good idea, or why you should do this, or why you shouldn't do this, whatever. And it tries to analyze everything, control everything. But if you feel intuitively that you should go up and do something or take action in a certain way, do it. If it feels right internally, do it. That's you going with the flow of life. At least in my opinion. Because you're connected to something deeper within inside yourself when you are present. So just learn to flow. Learn to go with life instead of resist everything because it's not in alignment with what you think should happen. So I hope this recording has helped. Definitely recommend reading or listening to the book, The Surrender Experiment from Michael Singer. And if you got any sort of value from this, let me know. If you like these sort of stream of consciousness style recordings, let me know as well. Thank you again for being a part of our community, and I will see you in the next recording.